Hello YouTube. So this is part 2 of the kitchen overhead cupboard install. Just off the B&Q. Can't afford it, but I'm just going to go and buy a little half sheet of ply, which will be the base of the cupboard. And I got a little bit of tongue and groove, so I can start messing around with paint and sanding. So yeah, let's go to B&Q again. So I've got a couple of exciting months, I think. Where are we now? We are January, the middle of January. February is my birthday. March is my daughter's birthday. March is also a time for a self-build meet happening in the New Forest again. If you want information on that, I'll put it in the link in the description below. Anyone who's thinking about it or has got a van that they've done themselves, or they're halfway through a van, they can come to these self-build meets. That's in March. Straight after that, I'm going on a honeymoon, which I'm so looking forward to. So that's 10 days in Mauritius. So I'm very, very lucky to be going there for 10 nights. And April will be my missus' birthday, and in May is Camp Quirky. I've never been to Camp Quirky before, so you know, I'm taking the missus and we're gonna go to Camp Quirky and vlog the whole thing, and I'll take loads of footage and photos of all the other vans, and I get to meet all the other people and all the other YouTubers that are going there, so I'm looking forward to that. That's in May. So it's an exciting couple of months. So I imagine there'll be quite a few uploads from me. That's something I wanted to ask everybody actually. I should have done a poll. I was thinking about doing a poll of what you'd like to see on my channel. The options were going to be something like stick to just van stuff, personal vlogs, like holidays that I go on, like my honeymoon. I was gonna like make a video, and, you know, film and vlog some of the honeymoon, as much as I'd be allowed to film. You know, I was gonna put a bit more of a personal videos on there as well. But if it's just van stuff that you want to watch, let me know. But yeah, I may take a poll and see what the majority of my viewers want to see from this channel, because that's what it's all about. It's all about you. Alright, see you in a minute. Okay, oh dear. So this is the piece of wood I bought from B&Q. It cost me £11 something. And this is the piece of wood I'm going to use for the underside of this cupboard. So I'll hold it up there. I'll mark where I need to cut. Then I'll do some very wobbly cuts with my jigsaw, because it's all I've got. And then I'll try and attach it. Let's go. I really should buy some new blades for my jigsaw. I think maybe I've got some. Wish I had a garage, workshop. Just having to work in your van all the time. Right. Here we go. There's my thing. That's where that's going. I'll get some clamps, hold it on, And then I think I'm going to nail it on there. I've never used nails before. Well, I've used it a few times in this conversion, but I always prefer to use screws, but they're very unsightly, so I'm going to try nailing this up. I'll just do loads around the edge, and hopefully it will be it'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. So that is the bottom of my cupboard. It will be painted completely white, as well as the bottom of this, and there will be a couple of spotlights in there. I thought about painting them before fitting them, as I wouldn't have to, as I could do it outside, and I wouldn't have to cover up everything when painting. But I'm not sure how much paint I've got, so I'm just gonna fit it, and I'll just have to cover everything before painting in case I make a mess. And the same goes for my tongue and groove cladding on the outside of this. I'm also going to start cladding this side here, and I'll paint it and sand it for that kind of warm white paint look kind of thing, you know what I mean. I'll just do it all in place. I'm eager to get a cupboard so I can keep things out the way, and I can clear all the stuff that I can keep up there. Just get it all, you know what I mean. I'm a bit kind of eager to get going, so I'll just do it in place and just have to be careful when I'm doing all the painting bits. Alright, here we go. Okay, so cladding, tongue and groove once again. Just trying to figure everything out here. So you want it to hang a little bit low all round, so you could have some underlights around there, and they're not really on show. Normally you've got a bit of a recess, haven't you? So yeah, you could be standing at this height and not actually see the lights, but you'll just see the, you know, what they illuminate. So I have some of this sort of wooden corner trim, and I'm thinking if I have that on the side, I can stick this corner trim into the groove. No, not like that. It was like, no, it was, how did I have it? I stick the tongue and groove inside that, so it looks quite nice here, and it's giving us a nice drop down and a nice recess here. It looks quite nice from both sides like that. So I think I'm going to try that. Okay, so I've cut out the cladding for this side. I've left an overhang down the bottom, like you get in a normal kitchen cupboard, so you could, if it's all going to come down to sort of that height. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'll find I've got a load of corner trim and stuff to go over the edges, and so that's what I'm doing. But I'll show you how I cut the angle. Okay. So I cut a piece out, it's bigger than I need, and I clamp it into place. Now that's clamped into place, I can scribe the angle of the wall. Usually using piece of wood like this, which I can lay on the wall and then mark against that piece of wood. That's how I get the angle of the wall. Let's see if that works. So once you've done that, you should be pretty close to the line that you want. But the closer you can, each time you try that cut, the closer you can get the piece of wood to the wall, which makes it much easier to scribe. You could just run the pencil. Makes it much easier. Sometimes a thicker pencil like this, you can lay that on the wall. Yeah, the closer you get it to the wall, the easier it is to scribe, and you can get that nice, perfect scribe line. Fairly happy with that. I might just sand a bit of the top off. Just going for perfection here. I don't know why the rest of the van's not perfect. I made this piece for the front, the bottom front of this cupboard, and I wanted to use this piece because it had a real nice bit knot there. I'll show you where it's going. That's going to go on the front there. I think I've run out of things I can do today. It's coming along. The problem is I'm using bits that I have rather than bits I need. So all the corner bits of trim, I have this thing here, which has got all my trim in, and I've got, let me show you what I've got. I've got like bits to neaten up the corners, and I've got these kind of pieces. And I've got, where is it? Got like right angled trim. So you can see underneath this cupboard. Let me see if I can light it up a bit for you. I'm trying to mess around with these mitered corners and I'm not quite getting it yet. It's not quite there. But I keep going through so much of this trim. Just can't quite get the miters just right, but this trim is really expensive. So I might call it a day today. So I'm having a bit of a change of mind again. I mean, is it just me, or does everyone who does conversions changed their mind throughout the build of what things are going to look like. It's got to be everyone, surely. Originally, I didn't want tongue and groove for that. The cupboards, there's going to be a few overhead cupboards and like a shower toilet over here. I didn't want to use tongue and groove again because I've already got so much of that in here. But I started doing this out of tongue and groove, and I like the look of it. I think it needs to be a different colour to the rest of the wood in here. So originally I was going to paint it white, sand it down, paint it white, kind of get that white, worn down beach hut kind of look on the cupboards. Because it's got really nice detailing on this front piece. So I'd like to keep the wood, the grain showing. Maybe use some kind of an oil or a stain or a varnish or something. Just make it look a different colour from the rest of the wood in here, but keeps all the sort of grain and the wood showing. So yeah, I'm not sure. A friend of mine gave me this clear varnish a long time ago, and I'm yet to use it. So I think I might paint a bit on, I think I might brush a bit onto a piece of wood and see what the difference is and see how it looks. See whether I want to do the entire van in it or just the cupboards. Apparently that varnish takes about 30 minutes to dry, or at least 30 minutes between coats, and it needs 3 coats. And at the moment, you can see I've done half of this. At the moment, I can't see any difference. So we'll see what it looks like after 3 coats. Another length of tongue and groove. Surely it's coming to the end of me having to buy this stuff. Didn't get quite as long a section, 3.9 meters. This is to finish off my cupboard. I've got a length at the top to do, the front of this, and the side near, you know, the bed side of that cupboard. And if I've got anything left, I'll carry on the cladding down this wall. There's a gap at the bottom, so here we go. Measure twice, cut once, and all that. 117. Okay, so this is my problem now. This is obviously going to be held back, this piece here. The piece at the top I need. I've obviously got to cut. I need the groove side, which is this side. So I need to cut maybe a slither like that. So I'm going to try and measure down. That's what I need, I guess, to here, to the bottom of that tongue. To measure down that and then try and cut as straight as I can with a jigsaw this. I don't know how it's going to go. It might be messy. It might be a wobbly, it will be a wobbly cut. But then I can use my rope, which I've got all round here, which does a real nice job of neatening up all the edges. I can use that on this join and then on this join. So it shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so just always mark and cut from the inside of this stuff. Alright, well that's what I've learned anyway to do. 4.5 is my measurement. It's strange when you're filming, you do things that are different that you would normally do. So for instance, I was marking that up and I thought this isn't going to be very interesting, so in the edit I'll speed that little marking process up. But now I'm talking, so I don't know. Speed this up. Wouldn't this be easier if I had a table saw? Just run this all along Oh well. Actually, it's not too wobbly. Just a couple of bumps. For a jigsaw cut, that's not too bad. Am I brave enough to show you the actual line? Maybe I spoke too soon. Ha! Look at that. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Name that film. I'm going to cut a piece longer than I need. The longest point I need is here because the wall slants outward. So if I measure there, cut longer than I need here, which is 40, and then I'm going to cut that off. Yeah, alright, 40. Clamp it into position, although I don't know if I've got... Can I clamp it there? Okay, I can clamp that there. Just laying this piece on the wall. I'm also going to lay a thin piece like this on the wall. Right, then I'm going to mark that. Oh. Let's see how that angle works. So once I'm happy with that angle there, then I can mark this side. I think I may leave this episode here. I wanted to complete it with the doors and paint and everything, but I want your help and suggestions. I want to keep the wood showing, but I think I want to stain it or oil it or wax it or something like that, just to discolour it, just to change the colour slightly so it's not all the same wood. So I want to know what you think. I've not got any experience with oils and wax and stains, so a little bit darker I'm thinking, but I want the grain to pop. I want the patterns to just stick out and all the knots to just, like, you know what I mean, really emphasize it. So I need your help, so please suggest something. I have a quite a cool, different, quirky idea for the doors, the 3 doors. Same goes for this door behind me here. I've got some good ideas for that. So that will be in a different video, or, you know, a separate video. So I'm going to leave this video here. I hope you're enjoying the videos so far. If there's something you want to see, please suggest. You know, it's all about you. So give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this cupboard video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.